Hello everyone, welcome back to another session. Today we are working with mail merge. This is practice number 6 on the handout that you have. So go ahead and use that. Today we are going to use a method where we already have a list of recipients, the people who are going to receive the mail merge document. And in this method, you have an existing list, and all you need to do with that list is go ahead, create the document that will merge to the others. So since we don't have a list per se, we are going to type the list. This is question number 3, which says, save the employee payment list as payroll. So go to your folder, and we are going to use the method where we create the document within the folder. Right click on the empty space, go to new, and select Microsoft Word document. And we are going to call this file payroll as instructed in the exercise. Open up the payroll file. And when we are using this method, it is important that when you insert the table that you're going to use as your list, you do not press the enter key prior to inserting the table. You do not format the table in any way, because this could affect when you're picking the work in the merge document. So my cursor is blinking, I've not changed it, and I go right ahead and click insert on the main menu bar, and I go to table. This time I'm going to use the method insert table, and I click on insert table and I put in the number of columns, which incidentally mine has come up with the number 5, and that's the number of columns I need. And the number of rows are 7, because the information in this table is in 7 rows, and I click OK. The table is in, and I go right ahead and I start typing the information that I'd like to put in. The header row has to have the headings for the table. And in this case, it's employee. We start with employee. I use the tab key to advance to the next cell. Okay, and I keep doing this. I start entering the information for each of the employees. It's important to put the correct information. You don't want the account number to be the wrong one. And I'm going to go fast forward. I'll just keep typing and entering this information in. I'm actually going to just paste it so that we save time, and that's all the information. Go ahead and put in your information into the table. And after you're done with your table or the data that you're putting in, you are going to save your work. Remember, our shortcut is Control S to save the document, and we are done with the list. So I'm going to go up and close this file out. Remember, as I said in the beginning, we are starting with a method where we create the list first, and then when we open the document, we go ahead and refer to this list that we had created. An important part of this is to know where you have placed your list. My list is in a folder on the desktop, so when I'm referring to it, I will know the path to take when looking for the file. So the next step now is to create the actual document that is going to contain the information that needs to be merged. And we are going to use this method where you search for the document, open Microsoft Word, and I'll open a blank document, and I'll go ahead and type the letter as it appears over here. So you could also go ahead and do the same. Okay, I've put in the address, and I'm going to go ahead and put in the date. Okay, this file here says 2018, but I'm going to call it 2021. It can't be 2021. Backdate this. Let me put in a current date that would be more relevant to the day we are working with. So I'm going to insert a date and time, and let me put today's date. There we go. And I'll tell it to update automatically. So I've put in an auto date. Let me use that. Okay, and we are paying arrears for 2018. So I type in the word dear. I hope you can see what I'm typing. Scroll in. And I'm going to just leave a space where the name is going to get in. Remember, each employee's name is going to go right here. I put my comma and I type my letter. I put the subject of the letter. Okay, and there's a dash there which implies that there's a field that is going to go in there. So we want to put the month in that space. I will just leave that space there, and I put the rest of the word, which is 2018. So remember, later on we shall come and put in the name in the right place and the month in the relevant space too. Okay, so we go to the next line. I can make this bold. Okay, now on the next line, I start my letter. And I'm going to leave a space there. There's another space there. And there's also a space there followed by a full stop. So our letter is done. Let me put my sign, sincerely. And this is the Human Resource Office. I don't know how it can be that salaries haven't been paid from 2018, but this is the exercise we are working on. And we have completed writing our document. There is our letter. Let me zoom out so that you can get a glimpse of the letter. And this is the letter that is going to be sent out. We are now ready. Remember, we already created the list, and now we have created the document. We are going to go straight ahead to the ribbon called mailings. It's under mailings that we begin our mail merge. So what we are going to do is we are going to click the option Start Mail Merge. Okay? We click Start Mail Merge and we refer to what exactly it is we are creating. In this case, we are creating letters. So we click the option Letters. And usually what I tell students, it's important to know that this document you are working with, document 1, is different from the final letters that are going to be created. So don't mix them up. Okay, we already started our merge. The next step is to select the recipients. And in the method we have used, we already have an existing list. We are not going to type a new list. We use an existing list, the list we created first. So we click Use an Existing List. And we are going to go to the desktop to look for our folder where we saved the list. Remember, we called it payroll. So I've clicked desktop. There's my folder. I'm going to double click on that folder. And inside this folder, I see the file that I put my list in. So there it is, payroll, and I click the option open. And that's it. Next step, we are going to go to insert merge fields. So I need to go straight to where I need to insert each field. I'm scrolling so that you can see what I am doing here. I put my cursor where we have the salutation, dear so-and-so. We want to put the employee's name here. So where my cursor is blinking, I'm sure that that is where the employee's name is going to go. I click on Insert Merge Field and I select Employee because that is where the employee's name will appear. So it will say, Dear so-and-so, RE salary for, and I'm going to click in the space here, and I want to include the month, salary for a specific month of that year, 2018. And I go ahead and I insert the month here. Okay, and it has been inserted at that point. And we start with the letter. This is to inform you that your outstanding payment of, I click right before UGX. Someone once advised me, an accountant, that don't leave a space between the amount and the symbol for the Uganda shillings, because someone can go in and put a figure there and you will have a hard time trying to prove that it is not you who put that information. So I have put my cursor right at the UGX symbol, which is usually the prefix of Uganda shillings, and I want to insert the salary at that point. I go to Insert Merge Field, click on the drop-down arrow, and I select salary. So that has been included, and we continue. For the month, this is supposed to be for the month of, I forgot that word. Let me type of, and I'm going to put in the month again in that point. Okay. We continue, has been deposited into your, and we want to put the actual bank name into your specific bank name. So here I'm going to go ahead and select the drop down and I put the bank. And finally, we put the account number. Again, also for the account number before the hashtag, we don't put any space just in case a mistake comes up. We want to insert the bank number at this point. It's the account number and we delete. Okay, so we are done with this letter. We have put in the different fields that need to be put into the whole letter, and it's all ready. We are almost done with this. You could preview and see how your letter will appear. You click the preview button under preview results, and it gives you an idea of how your information is going to appear. You may want to make this bold. Let's say this. There we go. You may want to use commas for your figures. Let's see whether that works. No, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't work. Okay, you may want to make your figures bold, the account number bold. But there we have our sentence and our letter complete. You could use the arrow keys to move along the different recipients to see, have I put in the information correct for each of these people? And the last step is to finish the merge. We go ahead and click finish, and it gives us different options. To edit individual documents, that's what we are going to select. And you make sure you select all because we want all the letters for each of these people, and we click OK. There you go. And you notice that we now have a document or the letters that have been merged. And when you look at the title bar of this group of letters, it's no longer document 1. Remember, we used document 1 just to create the letters, and we also used the list to help us create the letters. And now we have come up with a new document that is called letters. And this is the document that we are going to save, not the one called document 1. That one was just used to help us create these letters. And if you scroll down, on each of the different pages, you will notice that you have a letter to each of the different people. And if you look at the status bar over here, it shows us that this is a document that has 6 pages, a letter on each page for each of the employees of the organization that had payment areas. So this is the file we are going to save. The shortcut to saving is Control S. And I want to make sure I save this document in my folder. I click on desktop, I go into my folder, and we were told to save these letters as employee letters. So I'll go ahead and give the appropriate file name. And there we go. We've saved that and we click save. And we have finished creating those letters too. So I'm going to close out of this file called letters. And I am also going to close out of this document that we used first. Don't get confused with the two. The letters is different, and this is the document we typed at first to create our letters. So I'm also going to close out of this. It will ask me, do you want to save? And in this case, I'm just going to say don't save because I already have the letters. And in my folder, I have both files, employee letters and payroll. So that is it today for mail merge. And in today's method, we started with the payroll file and created a document that later helped us to get the employee letters. Thank you. See you in the next video.